Meanwhile, in heaven's house, the melancholy Diana, daughter of Latona, turned to one of her companion virgins, swift Opis, a member of her holy band. O nymph, Camilla goes to cruel war and wears in vain our armor. She who is more dear to me than any other, for the love Diana feels for her is not new. I have not been touched by sudden fondness. Years since, because his people hated him for his arrogant tyranny, King Metabus was driven from his kingdom in Privernum's old city. As he hurried from the battle, in flight he took his infant daughter with him as comrade in his exile, and he called her Camilla for her mother's name, Casmilla, but slightly altered. And he carried her clutched to his breast while traveling across long ridges through the solitary forest. On all sides savage lances pressed against him. Far-ranging Volscian soldiers hemmed him in. And as he fled, the river Amasenus in flood had foamed across its highest banks. So fierce a storm had burst out of the clouds. As Metabus prepares to swim across, his fondness for his daughter holds him back, his fears for that dear burden. Suddenly, and yet reluctantly, he came to this resolve. He happened then to have a giant lance in his sturdy hand, well knotted, tough, of seasoned oak. To this he binds his daughter, well wrapped in cork tree bark, and fastens her neatly around the middle of the shaft. Then, poising it in his enormous hand, he cries to heaven so, O generous Diana, virgin daughter of Latona, who make your home in groves, I dedicate this child as your attendant, I, her father, for through the air, a suppliant, she flees the enemy, and this first weapon she holds fast is yours. I pray you, goddess, take her as your own, whom I must now entrust to the uncertain winds. This said, with arm drawn back, he cast the twisting shaft. Although waves thunder, his Camilla flies across the racing river on the hissing lance. Then Metabus, as many troops draw near, plunges into the torrent, and in triumph, now safe upon the other shore, he plucks his lance and daughter, offerings to Diana, up from the grassy turf. No cities took him within their walls, their houses. He was much too wild to yield to city ways. He lived the life of shepherds in the lonely mountains. Here Metabus, among the underbrush and bristling dens of beasts, would nurse his daughter, feeding her wild milk from a brood mare's teats. Into her tender lips he squeezed the udder. As she took her first steps, he placed a pointed lance, head, within her hand, and from that little girl's shoulder he made bow and quiver hang. In place of golden hairbands and long robes, a tiger skin hangs from her head and down her back, and even then her tender hand would hurl her childish shafts and whirl about her head a sling with its smooth thongs, and bring to earth Strymonian cranes or snow-white swans. And there were many mothers in the towns of Tuscany who wanted her, in vain, as daughter-in-law. But she is happy with Diana. Intact, she cherishes an endless love of her arms and of virginity. I wish this war had not swept her away and tempted her to try the Teucrians. So would she still be dear to me and one of my companions. But, since bitter fates are set on her untimely death, come, nymph, glide down from heaven, find the Latin boundaries, where this sad fight is fought with luckless omens. And take my weapons, from my quiver draw a shaft of vengeance, and whoever would defile her sacred body with a wound, whether a Trojan or Italian, Let him pay the penalty of blood with this. Then I will carry in a hollow cloud the body of the sad Camilla, and her still unplundered weapons, lay her in a tomb upon her native ground. Diana said this, her quiver clattering. Opus sped through heaven's light air, wrapped in a black whirlwind. Meanwhile the Trojan ranks approached the city, the Tuscan chiefs and all the cavalry arrayed in companies. Across the plains the prancing horses neigh, fret at the stay of reins, and swerve to every side. The field is bristling far and wide with steel of spears and glittering with arms held high. Against them Messapus and the dexterous Latins, in Coras together with his brother and virgin Camilla's squadron, take the field. Their hands are drawn far back, they couch their lances and brandish javelins. The rush of men, the horses' breath, grow hot. The armies halted now, each within a spear cast of the other. But then with sudden shouts they burst ahead, spurring their eager stallions, showering on every side their shafts as thick as snow. The sky is covered by a shadow. At once Tyrrhenus and the fierce Aconteus dash against each other with their leveled lances. They are the first to fall with a huge crash. Their chargers race and shatter breast to breast. Aconteus, hurtled like a thunderbolt or like a stone an engine catapults, falls far. His life is scattered through the air.